Hey, welcome back. I want to start today with a little honesty because we don't talk about this nearly enough. So let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered if the man you're with is truly satisfied in bed? Not just physically, but emotionally, deeply, viscerally. If you're like most women I speak to, you care. You want to please your partner. You want to feel connected. You want him to look at you afterward and think, God, I've never felt this close to anyone before. But here's the part no one talks about. Men may fantasize about sex all the time, but the kind of sex they remember, the kind that stays with them, that bonds them to you on an emotional level, that kind is different. It's intentional, it's powerful, and it's often wrapped in a moment where he felt completely desired, seen, and maybe even a little bit vulnerable. Today, I want to give you something real. We're not just talking about physical pleasure. We're talking about emotional chemistry, masculine psychology, and the kind of sexual energy that makes a man think, she gets me. So in this video, we're going to break down the top 5 sex positions that men love. Not just because they feel good, they do, but because they trigger something deeper in a man. And don't worry, this won't be vulgar and it won't be crude. This is going to be respectful, insightful, and empowering. Because I believe that when you understand why something matters to him, you're in a much better place to create a connection that's unforgettable. So get comfortable, grab your cup of tea or glass of wine, and let's talk about what men really want. Not just in bed, but in that sacred space of intimacy where the physical meets the emotional. Let's dive in. There's something undeniably powerful about the moment a woman takes the lead during intimacy. When a man finds himself in the position where she's on top, it speaks to far more than just physical pleasure. It taps directly into the male psyche, not just through his body, but through something much deeper, his sense of being chosen. For so many men, the experience of having a woman take control, ride him, and move with confidence tells them something they don't often hear out loud. I want you. And for a man, that message is like an emotional lightning bolt. See, men are constantly told that they need to be the initiators, that they're the ones who must lead, drive, and perform. But when a woman flips the script and climbs on top, she's saying, let me take care of you for a minute. That shift, that energy is both freeing and incredibly seductive to him. It gives him permission to let go, not in a passive way, but in a trusting way. And trust in the realm of male vulnerability is a rare and beautiful thing. Now, here's what most people don't realize. What makes this position so memorable for a man isn't just the physical stimulation or the view, though those things absolutely contribute. It's the energy she brings to the moment. When a woman moves her body without hesitation, when she makes eye contact, when she places her hands on his chest and smiles, not from performance, but from presence, it hits different. It makes him feel like he's not just being touched, but truly desired, that she's into it, not just doing it, that she's not shy about what she wants, and that she wants him. And it doesn't even have to be perfect. She doesn't need to know every move. In fact, what often drives a man wild is when she allows herself to be a little playful, a little messy, a little uninhibited. Because in that freedom, she gives him freedom too. She's saying, you don't have to perform for me right now. Just be with me. That vulnerability is magnetic. It strips away ego and replaces it with connection. It turns sex into something unforgettable, not because it was technically perfect, but because it felt real. Even the smallest things, a whispered word, a slow movement, a sudden burst of laughter can intensify this experience for him, because what a man wants most in that moment is to feel admired, to feel like she's taking her time because she enjoys him, because she's savoring the experience, not rushing through it. That's when his guard comes down. That's when he falls even deeper, even if he doesn't realize it in the moment. That's when she becomes unforgettable, not just as a lover, but as someone who knows how to touch both his body and his heart. This is why woman on top isn't just a position, it's a statement. It's a shift in power that feels like mutual worship. And when done with heart, confidence, and intention, it's one of the sexiest, most emotionally bonding experiences a man can have. When people hear doggy style, they often assume it's purely physical, animalistic, or impersonal. It's one of those positions that's frequently portrayed as raw, lustful, and detached. And yes, it certainly has that intense primal edge to it. But what's often missed, and what most women don't realize, is that when done right, with intention, presence, and emotional awareness, this position becomes one of the most electrifying, intimate experiences for a man, because it allows him to experience not just dominance, but deep connection if you know how to offer it. There's a very real thrill for a man in this position. It taps into something primal, sure, but also something incredibly psychological. He gets to fully take in your body, to admire you, to hold you, to feel the strength and softness of you all at once. It makes him feel powerful, but in a way that also invokes intense desire and appreciation. It's not just about taking control. It's about being invited into that space where you trust him enough to let go. That trust, that's what makes him feel not just aroused, but emotionally honored. It speaks volumes. What elevates this experience, though, isn't just what's happening physically, it's how you bring your energy into it. The connection you maintain even when you're not face to face is what turns it from animalistic to unforgettable. A glance over your shoulder, a soft smile, a playful or sultry comment. These are the moments that break the barrier and remind him that he's not just engaging with your body, he's with you. He's connected to you. The more you engage with him in that moment, not just physically, but emotionally, the more he feels seen, he feels chosen, he feels like he's not just in control, but also being invited into your vulnerability. Is powerful when you reach a hand back to touch him. The warmth of that contact says, I'm still here with you. Or when you shift your hips slightly, guiding him, letting him know what feels good to you, that openness, that feedback, it turns the experience into a shared rhythm. It's no longer just about him leading. It becomes a dance, primal, passionate, and powerfully connected. And let's not ignore the mental aspect either. For a man, this position also brings out a deep sense of admiration, seeing you in that light, knowing he has the chance to pleasure you, to be let into that sacred space of your surrender. It does something to him. It fuels his desire not just to have you, but to please you, to keep you craving more. And when you make even the slightest effort to show him that you enjoy it too, that you're not just going through the motions, but actually savoring the intensity, that moment burns itself into his memory. So yes, this position might be intense, but intensity doesn't mean absence of emotion. If anything, it gives you the opportunity to meet fire with fire, your softness with his leadership. And when you bridge that gap, you give him a kind of intimacy that's physical, yes, but also profoundly emotional. One he won't stop thinking about long after the moment ends. There's a reason this position has lasted through centuries. And no, it's not because it's basic. It's because when done with presence and intention, it creates one of the most emotionally charged, sensual, and heart-connected sexual experiences a man can have. Face-to-face, what most people refer to as missionary, often gets overlooked or even labeled as boring. But the truth is, when a man is deeply into a woman, this position becomes his emotional home base. It's the one that allows him to see everything, not just your body, but your expressions, your reactions, your soul. This position is powerful not because of complexity, but because of closeness, skin on skin, heartbeat against heartbeat, eye contact that isn't distracted. For a man, having that front row seat to your pleasure, your breath quickening, your soft moans, and your surrender, it's intimate in a way that other positions simply aren't. He gets to read you. He gets to hold your face. He gets to lose himself in you, while also knowing that you're right there, emotionally present, experiencing the same thing. That's where connection lives. And whether or not he knows how to articulate it, that moment matters to him. It's in this position that a man gets to feel not just lust, but love. Even in casual relationships, something shifts here. When a woman wraps her legs around him, gently touches his back, runs her fingers through his hair, or whispers his name, those aren't just physical cues. They're affirmations that say, you're safe here. I trust you. I want you. For a man, especially one who's always expected to be in control, those words, even when unspoken, can be transformative. They make him feel soft in the best way, like he can actually let his guard down without losing his masculinity. And for the women who say, I want him to fall in love with more than just my body, this is where you create that space. This is where he doesn't just crave the sex, he craves you. The way you look at him, the way you touch his chest, the way you hold him when he gets lost in the moment. These are the things that stick in his memory, that form attachment, that make him want to come back not just for another night, but for something more lasting. The beauty of this position lies in the simplicity. There's no rush. It allows both of you to be fully present. Every thrust, every kiss, every sigh can be filled with meaning, not just sensation. And that's what so many men are secretly longing for. Yes, they want the pleasure, but they also want to feel something that cuts through the noise, something that feels real, even in the chaos of the world. And when you give him that through your eyes, your breath, your presence, you become unforgettable. This is why face-to-face, when infused with emotional presence, becomes more than sex. It becomes intimacy in its purest, most powerful form. There's something deeply comforting and profoundly sexy about spooning. It's the kind of position that doesn't just ignite physical desire. It nurtures emotional closeness in a way that few other positions can. For a man, this side-by-side position is incredibly intimate, but it's often misunderstood. It's not just about lazy Sunday mornings or slow, sleepy sex. When a woman nestles into his body and lets him wrap himself around her, it speaks directly to his masculine instinct to protect, to hold, to cherish. And that feeling of being both the lover and the guardian is something most men don't even know they're craving until they feel it. What makes this position unique isn't just the gentle rhythm or the cozy physical contact. It's the sense of being emotionally intertwined. There's no eye contact, but that doesn't mean there's no connection. In fact, this is one of those positions where feeling takes the lead. The pressure of his chest against your back, his arms enveloping you, his breath syncing with yours, it creates a cocoon where he gets to experience sex not just as pleasure, but as closeness, as comfort, as home. A lot of men, even if they won't say out loud, have a deep need to feel safe in a relationship. And this position allows them to give and receive that safety at the same time. When a woman leans into that, when she nestles into him with trust, maybe lets out a soft sigh or reaches back to touch him gently, it tells him something powerful, that she feels secure, that she feels loved. And in that, he feels valuable, not just as a partner, but as a man. The sensuality of spooning isn't about dominance or acrobatics. It's about rhythm, warmth, and deep awareness of each other. Every motion becomes more tender, more deliberate. And because this position slows everything down, it invites emotional connection into the act itself. There's no rushing here, just closeness, just presence. And when a woman responds with soft movements, with tiny sounds of pleasure, with her hand sliding over his, it deepens the bond in ways that last long after the moment ends. And let's not forget, this is a position that lingers. It often naturally transitions into cuddling, into holding, into conversation. And for many men, that part, the after, is where they feel most emotionally open. Spooning bridges sex and connection in the most seamless way possible. It's an invitation not only into your body, but into your softness, your warmth, your trust. For a man who's had to armor up all day, who walks through the world performing strength, This moment of being behind you, wrapped around you, feeling your body against his with no need to prove anything is everything. It's primal, but it's also emotional. It lets him exhale. It reminds him that even strength needs softness. And it makes him associate you with that rare kind of intimacy that feels safe, sensual, and deeply meaningful. There's something thrilling about spontaneity. And for a lot of men, one of the most unforgettable sex positions isn't about comfort or softness. It's about surprise. The standing up position, especially when it happens somewhere unexpected, like the kitchen, the shower, or even just pressed up against a wall in the heat of the moment, ignites a kind of raw passion that wakes up every one of his senses. But here's what most women don't realize. It's not just the physical stimulation that makes this position so magnetic for men. It's the sense of urgency, of being desired right now, with no time to wait, that lights him up on a primal level. When you initiate or even just fully embrace a standing position, it sends a powerful message to a man. It says, I want you so much that I don't need a bed. I just need you. That spontaneity taps into his masculine desire to feel wanted, feeling pursued, and irresistible. It bypasses routine and lands straight in that zone where he feels not just turned on, but chosen. There's no choreography in this moment. It's messy, real, and wildly hot. And that's exactly what makes it so memorable. But this position isn't just about adrenaline. It's also about intensity. Because when you're standing, the closeness is different. It's tighter, more vertical, more physical. He gets to hold you up, grip your hips, feel the weight of your body against his. And that physical effort adds to the sensation that he's doing something for you, holding you, supporting you, leading you. That element of physical exertion, it's tied to his sense of masculinity. He loves feeling like he can pick you up, lift you, move with you. But because it lets him express his strength in a way that's intimate, not performative. Now, when a woman leans into this moment, when she lets herself get lost in the thrill of it, maybe kisses his neck, whispers something in his ear, or locks eyes with that fire in her gaze, that's when this position moves from exciting to unforgettable. That's when he doesn't just remember the act, he remembers the energy of it, the spontaneity, the wildness, the feeling that you weren't thinking, you were just feeling. This position also brings with it a sense of play, something relationships often lose over time. But when you surprise him by initiating something unexpected, even in a place that seems ordinary, it transforms the entire space. It tells him that the passion is still alive, that you still crave him, and that no matter how long you've been together, he still excites you. That kind of message sticks. It fuels his confidence, it deepens his bond with you, and it reminds him that sex isn't just an act, it's an experience you're willing to keep making exciting. So when you give him this, the passion, the spontaneity, the full body surrender in an unexpected moment, you offer him something that doesn't just turn him on physically. You give him the gift of feeling desired, needed, and masculine in the most instinctive, powerful way. And that feeling, he won't just love it, he'll crave it. So here's the truth most people miss. The sex positions men love the most aren't just about physical pleasure. They're about how those moments make him feel. They're about the emotional layers that get woven into the experience, whether it's the deep eye contact of face-to-face intimacy, the dominance of being on top, the safety of spooning, the thrill of spontaneity, or the connection of being fully embraced. Every position tells a story, and that story, when told with intention, becomes unforgettable. If you take anything from this video, let it be this. You don't need to be an acrobat to blow his mind. You just need to be present. Be in the moment. Make it about more than just moves. Make it about energy. Make it about trust. Make it about the unspoken language of touch, breath, and connection. That's what makes sex deeply satisfying for him and for you. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 did you already know your man loves? Which one are you curious to explore more deeply in your relationship? Drop it in the comments below. I read every one, and your insight might just help another woman out there feel more confident and connected. And if you want more real, raw, and useful relationship advice like this, the kind that goes deeper than just tips and tricks, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video if it spoke to you, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new episode. We talk about love, sex, confidence, connection, and everything in between, because you deserve a love that feels exciting and safe, passionate and real. Remember, the most powerful thing you bring into the bedroom isn't your body, it's your presence. That's what he remembers. That's what keeps him coming back. And that's what makes you unforgettable. Until next time, stay confident, stay curious.